We have solved till example 9.2. Now let us solve example 9.3 on page number 121. I will read the question. A motor car is moving with a velocity of 108 kilometers per hour. So initial velocity is 108 kilometers per hour and it takes 4 seconds to stop. To stop means its final velocity is 0. Because it stops, so its final velocity is 0. After the brakes are applied, calculate the force exerted by the brakes on the motor car if its mass along with the passengers is 1000 kg. So mass of the car is 1000 kg. Initial velocity is 108 kilometers per hour. Final velocity is 0 because it stops. Time taken to stop is 4 seconds. So this is the data given. So we have to calculate the force acting exerted by the brakes on the motor car. Mass of the car is just 1000 kgs. Okay, so we'll solve this problem. So see, initial velocity is 108 kilometers per hour. Okay, so let us convert this kilometers per hour into meters per second. Because time is given in seconds, so we have to convert this in meters per second. So 108 as it is, 1 kilometer is 1000 meters, and every hour is 60 minutes, every minute is 60 seconds. So to convert hours into seconds, you have to divide by what? 60 into 60. And if you solve this, you get it as 30 meters per second. So initial velocity, you get it as 30 meters per second. You can cancel it. Like 6 ones are and 6 18s are 108. 6 ones are 6 3s are that 18. And these two cancel. So 3 10s is 30 meters per second. Okay, and time given is 4 seconds. Final velocity is 0. V is 0. Initial velocity indicated by U. Final velocity indicated by V. Time by 4. And you know acceleration. Acceleration is equal to A is equal to V minus U upon T. V is 0 minus U is 30. Time is 4. 0 minus 30 is minus 30 by 4. So this comes out to be minus 15 by 2. If you divide it, you get acceleration is equal to minus 7.5 meters per second square. Okay. And we know force is equal to ma by second law of motion. Mass is 1000 kgs, acceleration is minus 7.5. So you have to multiply. So 1000 into minus 7.5, you get minus 7500 newtons. Newtons is the unit of force. So what does the negative sign indicate? Negative sign indicates that the force is in opposite direction of motion of the car. So this is how we solve example 9.3 on page number 121. Let us solve example 9.4 now on page number 121 itself. A force of 5 newtons gives a mass m1 and acceleration of 10 meters per second square, and a mass m2 and acceleration of 20 meters per second square. What acceleration would it give if both the masses were tied together? To m1 it is giving an acceleration of 10 meters per second square. To m2 it is giving an acceleration of 20 meters per second square. And what would the same force give an acceleration if both the masses were tied together? In this case, we have to first find the masses, both the masses, m1 and m2, and let us solve it now. So force is, case 1 I will solve. Force is 5 newtons. Mass m is m1. Acceleration given to m1 is 10 meters per second square. We know F is equal to ma by second law of motion. So F is 5 newtons. Mass is m1. Acceleration is 10. So m1 is equal to 5 upon 10. 5 ones are 5 twos are 1 by 2. If you solve this, you get 0.5 kg. So m1 is 0.5 kg. And case 2, force is again 5 newtons, mass is m2, acceleration given is 20 meters per second square. Again use the same equation, F is equal to ma. Calculate, so F is 5, m is m2, a is 20. So m2 is equal to 5 upon 20, so which is equal to 1 by 4, so which is equal to 0.25 kg. And when both the masses are tied together, means both the masses you are going to add it. So m is equal to m1 plus m2. m1 is 0.5, m2 is 0.25. 0.5 plus 0.25 is 0.75 kg. F is 5 newtons, m is 0.75 kg. You have to calculate the acceleration given. This is asked in the question. So F is equal to ma. So F is 5, m is 0.75, a we have to calculate. So a is equal to 5 upon 0.75. So after the point you have 2 digits. So to remove that point, I will take 100 in the numerator and upon 75. 25 3s are 25 4s are 100. 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100. 5 4s are is 20 by 3. 20 by 3, if you calculate, you get 6.67 meters per second square. This will be the acceleration given to the, what you can say, if both the masses were tied together. Now this is the answer for that question. So I will read example 9.5 on page number 121. Example 9.5 on page number 121. The velocity time graph of a ball of mass 20 grams moving along a straight line on a long table is given in figure 9.9. How much force does the table exert on the ball to bring it to rest? So it is brought to rest, so its final velocity is 0. So we will solve that. So let us solve example 9.5. I will read example 9.5. The velocity time graph of a ball of mass 20 grams moving along a straight line on a long table is given in table 9.9. So we will solve this question. Okay. Now see, if you look at the velocity time graph, initial velocity is 20 centimeters per second. Final velocity becomes 0 here. So because it is brought to rest, so final velocity is 0. Mass is 20 grams. Time taken, if you see here, it is 10 seconds. You know A is equal to V minus U upon T. So 0 minus 20 upon 10. It becomes minus 20 by 10. So minus 20 by 10, 0, 0 cancels. Minus 2 centimeters per second square. And you know 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So to convert 2 centimeters into meters, you have to divide by 100. So if you divide this by 100, you get 0.02 meters per second square. So to convert 2 centimeters into meters, I have divided by 100. 2 by 100 is 0.02. That's what I have done here. And by second law of motion, F is equal to ma. And since F is equal to ma, m is 20 grams into a is minus 0.02. You have to convert grams into kilograms. So every kg is 1000 grams. So to convert 20 grams into kg, we are dividing 20 by 1000. 1 0 1 0 cancels. 2 into 0.02 is 0.04 upon this 100. So 2 zeros are here, add 2 more zeros here. So minus 0.0004 newtons. This much force would be required to bring the ball to rest. And the negative sign indicates that the force of friction is opposite to the direction of motion of the ball. So this is about the examples. Now after this we will see the third law of motion, and after that law of conservation of momentum, and that brings the second lesson to an end. Okay, so we'll stop here today and we will solve the remaining part of the lesson in the next class.